We have liquidated sellers trying to sell, but then these purchases appear, and if they can move the price upwards, it becomes quite clear who is dominating the market. While we see that we've been working a gap here, at the same time, we have people trapped in short positions, and later we have seen how they have done everything possible to push the price upwards. At the current moment, notice how the price pushes against the defense zone. Clearly, sellers appear here who want to hit the defense zone. And now, what can we expect from the crypto market? In this video, we will analyze the short-term crypto outlook. If you look at the Bitcoin chart on a 1-hour time frame, we've been working on this continuous bullish impulse within this channel. It is the classic structure that smart money tends to continue a strong upward impulse. At this moment, we are evaluating from a somewhat macro perspective. This bullish channel, after assessing that we're in a range, what we are truly expecting is a bullish climactic action, an impulse that cleans up this area. In other words, what we are waiting for is an upthrust, a market trap, as we initially wouldn't believe in such an impulse since we think it's a trap. Now, let's zoom in on the chart and think about how can we position ourselves in the face of this hypothetical strong and aggressive bullish surge that could occur in Bitcoin. What are we going to consider next? First, we notice that we have a market gap. In other words, the price has shown some weakness and has not managed to reach its structure, a weakness that smart money typically exploits. When we see these kinds of failures, we can expect a contrary impulse. That's why we are evaluating this price level, $36,650 as a creek. Now, let's study what has really happened in this range. You are currently seeing the same part of the Bitcoin chart on the screen. Here is its creek, its relevant level. Now, let's analyze what has been happening here. Here comes the aggressive fall. What catches our attention? Initially, notice how a large sell order has been placed right at the end of the candle, or rather, right at the end of the wick. In this point, we see how certain traders have pressed hard to try to bring the price down. However, it's clear that this downward movement did not occur. Just look at the significant bid delta accompanying this bearish movement. Considering the volume in this candle, there is no doubt that at this point, sell positions have been absorbed. Let's see what happened next. Look at the following. Here is the cluster with the highest transactional volume, clearly selling, an attempt to sell. In the next candle, we see the same thing, attempting to sell. As you can observe, there is also a large sell order here, and I'm sure these traders have aggressively tried to protect their position, which, frankly, I'm sure they have benefited from in a scalping-oriented operation. After this sale for a longer period doesn't succeed, notice how the buyers take control of the market. It has genuinely been this cluster that has driven the market upwards. In the first instance, we have liquidated sellers trying to sell, but then these purchases, and if they can move the price upwards, it becomes quite clear who is dominating the market. And now tell me, do you find this advanced technical analysis interesting? Let me know in the comments. And if you like technical analysis, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon to be notified of future publications. Pay close attention to this cluster that has indeed been able to move the price upwards. What we're going to do next is set this level with a horizontal green line, and then we'll see how these people, who have shown serious decision-making strength in the future, if we look further to the right, we'll see how the price attacks the level, and it seems there's no way to surpass it. Moreover, look at the delta, clearly oriented towards the bid, and in the next candle, we see a furious and very aggressive selling intention on the cluster we've been defending. It's clear that smart money was buying, and these sellers have clearly been absorbed. Soon, you'll understand why it's crucial to grasp what I'm explaining now. Understanding this is important for better anticipating what might happen in the short-term crypto. So, as we continue looking to the right, we'll notice that they are about to break the creek to go up hours before. Smart money has already been buying like crazy. Just look at these large buy orders. It seems they were getting a bit impatient. And if you observe this information, we are now seeing three large groups of buy-sell. Two of them are oriented towards buying, totaling 88,000 lots, while the sell side only sums up to 28,000 lots. Who was going to win this war? The army of 1,000 soldiers? Or, on the contrary, would the army of only 100 win? Here, aggressive market orders have continued to buy, while the retail investor narrative has been, as you can see below in the bid, to sell. In other words, in this entire area, there has been a desperate attempt to sell, yet we see that the fall has been halted, at a point where smart money has revealed that they want to go up. Look at how they've broken the creek. It's clear that the creek is a very relevant level, and any discerning investor will be able to identify it. That's why the retail investor has tried to sell it desperately. But one thing is clear, when will your bearish operation go well? In this case, notice how many opportunities there have been to open shorts on the structure. Let's count them. The first opportunity, second, third, fourth. All of this is the fifth, the sixth, How many opportunities does the retail investor need to see to venture into trying to sell an interesting operative zone? You've seen it. They need to see up to 6 opportunities. It's too late. So, if you see that on such a relevant and evident structure, attempts to sell are made, but the price keeps rising. Big trades appear, buying and pushing the price upwards. Well, and given what we've seen in this accumulation process, it's quite clear that smart money has control of the market these days to drive the price up. See how the price has now risen. And in this context, in this situation, we find ourselves now. And now, we've gone from a 1-hour chart to a 15-minute chart, because I want to share the following with you. Okay, look, we see operators with great strength wanting to buy Bitcoin on this defense zone I'm showing you in a 15-minute time frame. So, if we see that buying is happening here and that we've come from a bullish buyer accumulation process, I think we understand the importance of this structure, both for the good and the bad. Well, let's zoom in a bit. Notice how there has clearly been an attempt to sell this drop. We see it in the volume and the delta. When it reaches this structure being created at this very moment, buyers appear, saying no to further decline. It attacks the price again, and we clearly see selling. But the market's reaction offers a bullish green candle. Once again, the defense zone is redundantly being defended. Moving to the right in this latest attack, we see exactly the same. Sellers want to take control, causing a strong impulse. We identify the sellers here. Observe how they try to sell. But who's in charge? The buyers. And again, the buyers. At the current moment, notice how the price pushes against the defense zone. Clearly, sellers appear here who want to hit the defense zone. And now, what can we expect from the crypto market? Do you find this advanced technical analysis interesting? Let me know in the comments. And if you like technical analysis, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon for future notifications. Back in the traditional chart, you'll see the defense zone drawn, as seen in the order flow chart, and how it's being defended now. While working on a gap here, we also have people trapped in short position. Later, we've seen how they've done everything possible to push the price upwards. They make a bullish impulse, which, if we look for an institutional target for the entire movement, we realize the price has already reached its 1-to-1 target. Moreover, this same level represents the target that large institutions work on after developing a bullish accumulation process. Let's see how this point where the price has halted is, at the same time, as you can observe here, the point of control or POC of this distribution process. Remember that the POC is the level with the highest transactional volume, in this case, for this entire area. Between this first reason and the second, what are we talking about? An institutional target. From this bullish accumulation process, we've identified a hotspot, a second reason where the price had to naturally react. Given this, we will give great importance to this defense zone, opening the bookmap chart that we'll be focusing on. We are now looking at a microscopic time frame. Essentially, the defense zone would be passing through this entire area. What are we seeing here? We've defined a microcrick. What's catching my attention as well? It seems quite clear at the $37,000 price level, marking the first significant zone for the Bitcoin chart, in a context where Bitcoin wants to continue respecting that defense zone under the ideology of seeking a bullish incorporation in the crypto market. In such circumstances, besides the $37,000 level, the $37,050 price level also draws my attention. This is the second point I'm highlighting now. If it turns out to be true, this seemingly almost irrelevant level may have its importance. So for a bullish incorporation idea, what could it be? Wait for the price here to do what it has to do. See if it wants to reach those levels to set a market trap and elicit some kind of reaction, either on the first point or through a climactic action on the second point, the $37,000 level. If we see such a climactic action, it would end up looking like this. We would see how Bitcoin is not far from reaching the $37,000 level, which, if you notice, would be a micro trap before recovering and seeking a continuation of its primary movement. We clearly see this level as very interesting. To search for those bullish incorporations of a potential rebound, the mentioned levels come into play. It is evident that if we observe the price breaking the $37,000 level without any hesitation, we might start thinking that smart money has had enough, capitalizing on its movement with its first institutional target. Remember, this coincides with the point of control of this distribution. Therefore, the immediate search for that bullish replication would be cancelled upon seeing the loss of this level, the $37,000 mark, as you can see, a key level. I hope you have good trading, and until next time.